This is the story of Jack and Jill. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there lived a notorious pair of drug dealers, whom the sensationalistic tabloids of the day deemed Jack and Jill. A pair of oversexed white trash psychopaths, Jackson Starkweather and Jillian Fugate, Jack and Jill, peddled a highly addictive substance made of 2 parts hydrogen and 1 part oxygen, known in the streets as water. The drug was sweeping across the nursery rhyme kingdom. As heads of the ruthless J&J cartel, the two lovers had built a bloodthirsty empire, distributing the highly addictive substance across 3 kingdoms, including Never Never Land and Mordor. Yes, they pretty much had a monopoly, but when dealing with criminal psychopaths, enough is never enough, which is why the syndicate introduced a new, highly concentrated form of the substance called ice. But drugs were only part of what got Jack and Jill off. They also enjoyed a kinky, high-risk sexual maneuver called tumbling, which, if you don't know what it is, go ahead and look it up on Urban Dictionary. But don't say I didn't warn you. It's filthy. So, the dastardly duo hardly noticed when they ran out of gas deep in the Nevada desert. Now, the first thing you should know about water addicts is they get very thirsty very quickly. It wasn't long before Jack and Jill started having withdrawals, furiously scratching at the imaginary beetles underneath their skin and yelling about black helicopters. Take that as a lesson, kiddos. Never get high on your own supply. Anyway, in the distance, Jill saw the abandoned Rockahula water park. "Mama's thirsty," she said, shoving the pail into Jack's trembling hands. "I need to get wet now, or I'll never tumble after you again." And so, shaking, Jack trudged up the mesa in search of some sweet, sweet splish-splash. Jill waited for a few, and then got super paranoid that Jack would bogart all of the H20 for himself if he got there first. So she ran after him. But when they got to the top, they discovered it was an ambush. They had been ratted out by an inside informant, their one-time consigliere, little Jack Horner, who was upset for not being cut in for a bigger share of the profits. "Freeze!" shouted the feds. "You're under arrest." "You're a dead man, Horner. Dead man," said Jack, as he and Jill were pushed into the back of a police cruiser. "Don't worry about those creeps," said the FBI field sergeant. "What a good little boy am I," shouted little Jack Horner, who was forced to go into witness protection program for the rest of his life, eventually dying of plum-induced cirrhosis at age 57. And thus, the nursery rhyme kingdom was saved by an overreaching federal government yet again. Come back next time, where you'll hear the tale of Lady Gaga's ambiguous genitalia. There was only one thing Midas could never have enough of: hot dogs. He ate them for every meal, but still was never satisfied. He ate them faster than the cooks could make them. One day, he found a half-goat guy sleeping in his garden.